Well, this is big. We have more updates that just came out today regarding those potential $5,000 Doge dividend payments. And these updates are coming after the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell gave a statement today. I'm going to break down what Jerome Powell said, what this means for unemployment, for tariffs, for things like interest rate cuts, and the possibility of this $5,000 check. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on. I'm going to try to tie all this together and explain it to you in a way that hopefully it makes sense, because honestly, there's a lot to unpack here. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on. But before I do, all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. Boy, oh boy, what happened today was insane. I want to show you some things first. Look at this. It says exclusive. Doge stimulus check creator reveals bill is coming soon. That the bill for the $5,000 stimulus payments is coming very soon. I want to read you exactly what he wrote over or told Newsweek just earlier this week. Look at this. It says, I have ongoing discussions with folks in the administration, and I've had ongoing discussions with folks on the Hill. I spoke with 6 U.S. senators this past week and continue those conversations to get feedback, and it's been overwhelmingly positive. The next step is there's going to be a bill, and the bill is coming very soon. Okay, so we know there's going to be a bill. That's not a surprise. We've been told that before, and we said the bill was imminent. But this is where things are really getting thrown for a loop. Listen to this, okay? It says right here, the Federal Reserve is in no rush to cut rates amid high uncertainty about Trump tariffs. Now, you're probably wondering, well, okay, do Trump tariffs have anything to do with the proposal for the $5,000 stimulus check? And the answer is technically no. The Trump tariffs are somewhat separate, and then the Doge dividend is based off of the savings that the Department of Government Efficiency is able to secure. Right now, it's about $115 billion. Their goal is $2 trillion. They're far from it. But here's why things are getting interesting. Listen to this. Jerome Powell said today that the goal with the Federal Reserve is simple. He said this every single time he has a meeting. It's price stability, which is inflation, and maximum employment, which means unemployment is low. The problem is unemployment is ticking up. That's a concern. Listen to what Jerome Powell said. He said that right now we are not seeing nationwide layoffs on a federal level just yet. You're probably wondering, okay, so do federal employees being laid off, does that have anything to do with the Doge dividend check? Yes, it does. Because as more employees are let go, that means there's more savings. If we see more savings and we get to $2 trillion, that means the American people, there's a very good chance those Doge dividend paychecks or payments will be coming. Potentially $5,000. But according to many economists and multiple lawmakers, they're saying that no, $5,000 is still way too much. It's likely going to be anywhere between $750 and $1,500. Okay? But this is what Jerome Powell had to say. He says, right now there's pockets of the United States that are seeing an increase in layoffs. There's certain neighborhoods that are being impacted. But that's it. He said, if this spreads nationwide, which that is the goal for the Department of Government Efficiency and Elon Musk, is to make sure it's every single federal agency all over the United States, not just in Washington, D.C. Every single agency, every single department, every single program will be investigated to make sure it's running efficiently. Jerome Powell said, if we see unemployment go up because this spreads nationally, then the unemployment number will jump immediately. And then we will need to respond. Okay. Hopefully you're following along there. So we have this potential $5,000 Doge dividend, which is tied to savings. But those savings mean people are going to lose their job. If those people from the federal government lose their job or programs get shut down, good, we're saving money there. Okay, the problem is now those people don't have a job. Now there's some economic uncertainty. If you listen to Jerome Powell speak today, the amount of times he said uncertain or uncertainty was insane. Okay, I couldn't even count how many times. Because right now the Federal Reserve is highly concerned that there is no certainty and stability because we are concerned with tariffs. Tariffs could go into effect on April 2nd. Was that 13 days away, 12 days away, something like that? That's coming. We are so close. We're 2 weeks away. Which means that right now there's a lot of speculation as to, oh, well, if this happens, then this could happen or that could happen. Well, here's what Jerome Powell said today. He said there is too much uncertainty right now. With that, the Federal Reserve only has two goals. Again, price stability and maximum employment. He says with tariffs, price stability is uncertain. And if we see tariffs go into effect, and he gave the example that washing machines, they had tariffs associated with them, but dryers didn't. But yet dryers went up the same amount as washing machines. Why? That's where he's saying that right now there's so much uncertainty. Why did prices go up? And again, you're probably wondering, okay, well, so if prices go up, does this mean there's a higher likelihood that we are going to get this Doge dividend check? Listen to this. Jerome Powell says, if we see additional inflation, it will likely mean higher unemployment. So if inflation goes up, we will likely see higher unemployment. What is the Federal Reserve's job? Price stability and maximum employment. So if inflation goes up, guess what? We need to then move the interest rate higher to bring inflation down. Okay? Here's where things are getting tricky. So tariffs could potentially cause additional inflation. If we see inflation go up, that means we need to raise the interest rate to bring inflation down, to push it down. We raise rates so that people stop spending. Okay? Here's the problem. If we see higher inflation, higher rates to push it down, we are going to see higher unemployment. If we see higher unemployment, how do we fix it? Well, in order to fix higher unemployment, we bring rates down. That means businesses will start hiring. That's a problem. The Federal Reserve is stuck in the middle. This is where it's getting serious. They say this: we might see rate cuts sooner and more aggressively than anticipated. But we can't have rate cuts to reduce unemployment. At the same time, we're seeing stimulus and tariffs. He says that would be too much and the direction of the economy would be very uncertain at that time. Okay, so let's try to bring all that back together. We got tariffs, we got unemployment, we have the inflation rate, and we got interest rates. This is where it's getting tricky. James Fishback says that they're working to put this bill together. This bill will be coming very soon. Okay? Great. So we have this bill that is coming, could potentially give the American people, $750 to maybe $5,000. We don't know. But as I said earlier, lawmakers are questioning whether or not this is going to go through. Lawmakers are wondering, and they're debating this at this time. They're negotiating. They're trying to figure out, is this potential Doge dividend payment, is this something that would be good for the economy, or at this time, should we wait? And I said this in the video I did just earlier on today. And I said that lawmakers are pretty much giving Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency a deadline. That you have to get there. You have to show us that you can achieve this amount of savings. If you can't do it, then we're going to have to just take a step back. But I've said this last week where lawmakers, especially Republicans, say, oh, well, we've already said that this is something we could do, and we're going to take 20% of the savings and give it back to the net taxpayers. So Republicans are saying, well, we have to do this. Democrats jumped on board and said, yeah, you said you can do it, so let's see it. So now Republicans are like, okay, we have to provide some type of benefit back to the American people. It needs to be in the form of this payment, this check. But again, if we give this payment, we dole this payment out to 160 million people, there's going to be additional inflation. If we see additional inflation along with tariffs, that means even more upward pressure on inflation. So we got two things that are going to be inflationary, which then the Federal Reserve is going to have to raise rates to push inflation back down. But by raising rates, we're also going to see higher unemployment. And again, the goal with the Federal Reserve, price stability and maximum employment. Do you see the issue now? But here's what the Federal Reserve is saying. Jerome Powell said just today that we are going to see probably, because if tariffs go into effect on April 2nd, so all of April, half of May, about 6 weeks, then we're going to start to see what inflation looks like. We're going to see what the soft numbers are looking like. Okay? And once those soft numbers turn into hard numbers, they're just predictions right now, but once those numbers turn into hard numbers and we have real evidence, that's when we're going to know. So based off of what the Federal Reserve said just today, we're going to learn all these things so we got April, we have part of May, so by the end of May and by June, those 2 months, that's where we're going to see massive changes. So that's probably when we're also going to see these talks of this $5,000 Doge dividend check really come forward. We're going to see more people pushing for it. It's probably going to come sometime in May or June, according to reports. So again, we're getting to the end of March, still got April, but in the next month and a half to 2 months, we're going to have a lot more updates regarding the possibility that you're going to get a potential stimulus payment right to your bank account. So as we get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.